Me now is Nick Arkle, CEO of Gorman Bros, a lumber manufacturer in West Kelowna. Nick, great to have you with us today.
Thank you very much.
Nick, give me a snapshot of your business just to begin with. How much of your lumber goes to the U.S. historically?
Well, historically, if you go back decades, it was probably 85%. That wouldn't be the case today. We'd be more in that 50 to 55% range. That would be volume-wise, but we do, in fact, have probably on a value-wise, it would be a little bit more than that. The Americans tend to buy the best, highest-grade lumber, and so it's an important market for that reason.
Okay, so the majority of your business is dealing with the United States, and you've got tariff now after tariff on your product. How has that impacted you so far, and what does another 10% mean?
Well, it's significant. As you pointed out, now we're sitting at 45%, and there's one company in particular that's a lot further north than that. This is going to have a big impact on our business. Now, every business is going to be different. Some will be able to survive longer. It depends on how diversified you are. It depends on how deep your pockets are. But eventually, it's going to have a big impact on the whole industry. And we're a family-owned operation. We've been around for 75 years. We employ about 1,000 employees between 5 operations here in southern British Columbia. But in every community we're in, we would be the economic driver in those communities, job-wise, but also on the economic side as well. So we're being watched very carefully by our employees. And so people always ask me, well, what worries you the most? And I say, it's our employees. They've been with us for many years. Sometimes they're multi-generational as well. And they're asking me all the time, can they afford that mortgage? Will they be able to go on a holiday? And I tell them we'll scratch and claw, and we're going to do everything we can, because eventually I believe we will come to some sort of settlement.
So does that mean no job losses for your company as of yet?
No planned job losses. As I said, we scratch and claw and fight to make sure that we survive. Some of that is passing on some of the pain to our customers. We have generational buyers in the United States who have bought from us for a long time, and some of that's going to be passed on to them. Some of it will have to be absorbed by us as a company as well, and some of it will be operational efficiencies. There'll be numerous ways of trying to adapt, but at the end of the day, we need a negotiated agreement, and that's what I think we just heard from our Premier. There's a groundswell of support within the province. We need to see one. We need to see one quickly. This summer, we actually had the Prime Minister here and Minister Hodgson at our operations to make that $1.2 billion announcement they made. And at that meeting, I had a face-to-face for a long time with them. They asked good questions. They understood the industry, but we made it very clear we need a negotiated settlement. We need to be at the table. We need to be there equal to steel and aluminum and energy and automobiles. And we got the commitment that we are. Now we just have to make sure that we are at that table and there is a negotiation happening.
Okay, but Nick, is that talk? Because last week we saw Prime Minister Mark Carney head to the White House and we heard 3 things over and over: steel, aluminum, and energy. We did not hear a lot of talk. Maybe it happened behind closed doors for all we know, but outwardly we did not hear a lot of talk about lumber. So how are you feeling about that today?
Disappointed. But you just said it as well. You've got to believe there's some back channeling going on at this point. You've got to believe there's something else happening, because I take people at face value until they prove otherwise. And the Prime Minister did say, you're going to be at the table. Lumber is equal to the other things, because we recognize that lumber is the automobile of British Columbia. And so I take people at face value until they prove otherwise, but they haven't proven otherwise yet. So we'll keep pushing for making sure that we're getting that equal treatment.
Nick Arkle, CEO of Gorman Bros, thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.